It has happened before. It will happen again. The only question is, will we be ready? Space is not empty. It is full of things that can end us. Rocks the size of mountains traveling at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour. Stars that detonate without warning with the energy of billions of nuclear weapons. Forces so extreme they bend the fabric of reality itself. We live on a small, fragile world in a universe that has never once guaranteed our safety. Tonight, we look at what is actually out there and what it could do to us. Before we go further, if this is the kind of story that keeps you up at night in the best way, Beyond the Cosmos is where you need to be. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because every week we explore the forces shaping our universe and our future. Now, let's get into it. The most immediate threat from space is also the most ancient one. Our solar system is littered with rocky debris, objects ranging from pebbles to mountains, moving at speeds that make any human-made weapon look slow. When one of the larger ones finds a collision course with Earth, there is no explosion dramatic enough to describe what happens next. We know this because it has already happened. The craters visible on barren landscapes around our world are not geological features. They are scars. They are evidence of a universe that has struck this world before and left marks large enough to still be visible millions of years later. Most of the sky is being watched, but not all of it. And the ones we haven't seen yet are, by definition, the ones we need to worry about most. Stars are not eternal, and when the largest ones die, they do not go quietly. A powerful stellar explosion releases so much energy in its final moments that it briefly outshines entire galaxies. The radiation and high-energy particles it fires across space travel for hundreds of light years, and anything caught too close does not survive. There is also a quieter but equally devastating threat from the stars closer to home. A massive eruption from a star, a surge of charged particles and radiation, can reach a nearby world with little warning. Hit an unprotected world with enough force, and it strips away the very atmosphere that life depends on. We are protected, for now, but space has a long memory, and stars do not ask for permission. Then there are the threats we cannot see coming at all. Gamma-ray bursts, the most energetic explosions in the known universe, fire focused beams of pure radiation across billions of light-years of space. If one were aimed in our direction, the atmosphere that shields all life on this world could be devastated in seconds. No warning, no time to react, just light, and then silence. And at the far end of the danger scale, black holes. While a wandering black hole directly threatening our world remains an extreme scenario, the universe contains more of them than we can count. Some travel, some grow, and the universe is under no obligation to keep them at a safe distance. There is another danger above us, one that does not come from distant galaxies, dying stars, or ancient rocks traveling through deep space. This one we built ourselves. For more than half a century, humanity has been climbing into orbit. We launched satellites to communicate, to navigate, to predict storms, to watch the planet below, to connect billions of people separated by oceans. And with every launch, we left something behind. Dead satellites, spent rocket stages, fragments from explosions, tiny shards of metal created by collisions we barely noticed. At first, the emptiness of space seemed infinite, a place so vast that nothing we placed there could ever truly clutter it. We were wrong. Today, the region surrounding Earth has become a crowded shell of machinery and debris. Millions of objects now circle this planet at speeds exceeding 28,000 kilometers per hour, fast enough to cross entire continents in minutes. At those speeds, size begins to lose meaning. A fragment no larger than a coin can hit with the force of an explosive. A tiny paint fleck can crack reinforced spacecraft windows. A loose bolt can punch through metal like a rifle round. And the terrifying part is that most of these objects are almost impossible to see. No lights, no warning sirens, just invisible pieces of metal moving through darkness faster than sound itself. Even astronauts aboard the International Space Station sometimes receive emergency warnings. When dangerous debris passes too close, they must stop everything, seal the station, and prepare for impact. Because in orbit, there is no such thing as a minor collision. When two objects strike each other at orbital speeds, they do not simply break apart. They explode into clouds of debris, and every fragment becomes a new projectile. This is where the danger becomes truly catastrophic. There is a scenario scientists have feared for decades, a runaway chain reaction known as the Kessler syndrome. The idea is horrifyingly simple. One collision creates debris. That debris causes more collisions. This creates even more debris. And eventually, Earth becomes surrounded by a storm of high-velocity wreckage. In that future, launching spacecraft becomes nearly impossible. Satellites fail faster than they can be replaced, and humanity becomes trapped beneath its own technological pollution. But the consequences would not stay in space. They would reach down here, to us. The modern world depends on orbit more than most people realize. Satellites guide aircraft across oceans. They synchronize global banking systems. They predict hurricanes before they form. They monitor wildfires, track crops, power navigation, enable communication, support militaries, and quietly hold together the invisible systems civilization relies on every single day. If those systems vanished suddenly, the shock would spread across the planet within hours. Air traffic would become dangerous. Global communication would fracture. Supply chains would slow. Navigation systems would fail. And billions of people would discover just how dependent modern civilization has become on machines floating silently above their heads. The strangest part is that humanity created this danger while trying to connect the world. Our greatest achievements often cast shadows we do not notice until much later. But there is still hope. Engineers are already developing ways to clean Earth's orbit. Experimental spacecraft designed to capture debris, nets, harpoons, magnetic systems. New satellites are built to safely burn up in the atmosphere after their missions end. For the first time in history, humanity is beginning to realize that space is not just something we explore. It is something we must learn to protect. Because the space around our world is no longer empty. It is becoming part of civilization itself. And if surviving Earth was difficult, surviving the universe beyond it may be harder still. Because out there waiting far beyond our fragile orbit, are forces powerful enough to erase worlds entirely. The universe plays a long game, and we have only been watching for a fraction of a second of it. Here is what I want you to hold on to after tonight. Every threat we just explored is real. The universe is not a safe place, and it never has been. But for the first time in the history of this planet, one species has developed the awareness, the technology, and the determination to actually see these threats coming. We are watching the skies. We are building the tools. We are asking the questions that no other creature in the history of Earth has ever been able to ask. The universe has thrown everything it has at this small world for billions of years, and somehow, impossibly, here we still are. That is not luck. That is resilience, and it is the most remarkable thing in the known universe. If tonight made you look at the sky a little differently, hit that like button. It costs you nothing, and it means everything to this channel. Subscribe to Beyond the Cosmos, because there is so much more out there worth understanding, and we are just getting started. Turn on your notifications. Space does not wait, and neither do we. And drop a comment below. Which threat scared you the most? And do you think we're doing enough to prepare? Tell me. The cosmos is beyond us, until it isn't. See you out there.